everyone, and welcome to Hot Off the Mess. I am your host, Samantha Bush, and guys, it is new year, new me. Not really. I'm here with bestie of the pod, Gracie girl. She's back, looking glamorous, glowy. She's come off of a very bad sickness where her eye was truly had goo coming out of it. I got updates, visual updates, and it was really against my will. But we have so much to talk about other than your sickness.
Yeah.
Well, how are you?
Oh my God. Thank you so much for asking. I am so much better now.
You have color to your face. Like, you guys don't understand. Yes. She looked see-through.
I was down bad for literally almost 13
Christmas
days
and New Year's, yeah.
Straight. And it was the flu with a little RSV, and they think a little COVID too. One day I woke up, I had full pink eye, and then the next day the pink eye had jumped eyes. And it was miserable, but it's going around like crazy. And I've talked to millions of like healthcare professionals, not millions. I've talked to 4, and they said it's going around. More people have like flu and all this than COVID like right now. So if you're feeling sick, get a flu test, get your flu shot. It was really, really, really bad, but I'm feeling much better. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you look good. You look much better than you did.
My ear is still popped. Like I cannot hear out of my left ear, but maybe that's just life now.
Your handicap.
Oh.
Isn't that what it's called?
Maybe.
Please don't cancel me. I meant that with the purest of heart. I didn't mean it like a slur or something bad. I feel like I'm just digging myself.
I just don't know if my ear being clogged from sick like
I feel like deafness is a
Let's move on.
Let's talk about the biggest news that we've had on Bravo in forever. I honestly, I don't know what tops this. We have a housewife, Jennifer Shah. She was finally sentenced to prison on Friday, the 7th. I'll never forget where I was when Jen Shah was sentenced. I was actually recording a podcast. Shocker.
Ooh.
Not this one. And I was following the court updates like down to the fucking second. I was like on it. And I just want to read a couple of the tweets. Do you have 2 monitors?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
This is like where I work from. Like I do my job.
What are you recording on?
This is my laptop and this is the other screen.
Wow. Has that changed your life? People say that 2 monitors really does a lot for them.
2 monitors for a while.
Oh.
You should definitely get 2 monitors. If you do any kind of like data entry, I don't do that. But like if you're doing anything like that, you need 2 monitors. But that's your corporate Gracie recommendation of the week. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, here's some words from the courtroom.
Here we go.
Judge Stein. Does she still have the Justice for Jen merchandise on her website? Chaudhry, who is Jennifer Shah's horrible lawyer. It was giving Craig Conover. It was bad. Not anymore. The information we submitted is largely confidential. I will not be presenting it in open court. Jen hoped that the TV spotlight would hide her pain. She spent years trying to hide her feelings, to fake it until she made it. She tried not to see the people who lost money. Her original fraud was on herself. Judge Stein. Her activity in this crime took place years before the Real Houses of Salt Lake City started. So you are saying her hunger for trinkets predates the show?
I too have a hunger for trinkets.
Like, don't we all? Like, we all have a hunger for trinkets, but some apparently have a bigger appetite than others.
Yeah.
Then Chaudhry goes on to say later, Miss Shah looked at the good things her company was doing. Judge Stein interrupts, and says, what good things were telemarketers doing? Calling elderly people, taking advantage of their lack of computer skills, selling business opportunities, and maxing out their credit cards. It seems she does good work for the Tongan community. I'll take that into account. But you are going to have a hard time. You are going to have a hard job if what you're trying to do is tell me that this long lie and fraud had good to it. Now, there was also a part in this whole courtroom back and forth and I gotta find it because it's really fucking funny. Oh my God. So sorry. Oh, here it is. Sorry. I skipped this one. This is a good one. Chaudhry says she saw the info from victims and pled guilty. She began on Hawaii, a land of elders. Now, elders, her victims are teaching her.
Oh,
Like she's fucking Moana. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait, I need like an age breakdown of who's in Hawaii because I have never looked at Hawaii and thought land of the elders. I think
She's
that about
meaning like
Boca.
the Tongan community where Jen Shah, like, or like her family is Tongan. So
Oh,
that's what they mean, like
whoa.
the
Oh,
elders. Like
I thought she was like
in a
literally
more
land of the elderly. Like
no,
that's
this isn't like Boca Raton. This is
that's
not
exactly
this is not a retirement community. Um, she regrets the mistakes she has made. She is sorry. She had faith in our justice system. Jen will pay her debt to society.
oh,
That she will, because you guys, she got 6.5 years.
which
And
to me, like, I'm like terrified to talk about the fucking Chrisleys again because we've got
we got eaten up.
I got eaten the fuck up
By some sort of Esquire, like someone who knows their stuff. Because you and I, we guys, when we talk on this podcast, we do not research. We dip our toes into very shallow waters.
I literally TikTok is where I get all my data. Like,
where do you? What do you?
And so I talked about the Chrisleys, and then this person, God bless him, I honestly am a fan of your excitement and your interest in all this, but left me like a 2 paragraphs of like why I was so fucking wrong and stupid. But anyways,
welcome to my life.
Get like 11, how many? 11 years, 12 years?
They got a long time.
And like they defrauded banks. Terrible, awful, yikes.
So I have words about this.
But then Jen gets like half of that, and she like literally defrauded Nana and Tater Tot. Like, I'm confused.
I know it's complicated. But it's not. And it's like the fact. And then what makes this whole thing worse. So I talked about it on the podcast last week. Yeah. Jen Shah is nothing but a narcissist. Totally. She's true narcissist through and through. It runs in her veins. She can't help herself. And so what a true narcissist does is like, yes, she pled guilty because she doesn't have the money to continue to fight this battle. And she knew that she was wrong. Yeah. And we're watching a woman on TV walk around the fucking town of Salt Lake City and act like her shit doesn't stink. Then she pleads guilty. Then she goes to the sentencing. And then she goes to an Italian restaurant and parties at night. And what I will not stand for, okay, is people saying, well, she's going to prison for 6.5 years. Shouldn't she be allowed to do whatever she wants? Yeah, not the day of your fucking sentencing with no fucking remorse for the people that you hurt. Like,
go
what are you doing?
Have a private party. There's like,
it's not right.
You did it. You called the paps. You wanted to be seen as you do. And like, I don't think we're going to talk about Salt Lake City in this episode. But like, I've been catching up because it's not fun for me to watch. Like, I don't look forward to it the way I look forward to Potomac or Miami. And so I was catching up and I was like, just watching her specifically, it's like the things I used to like watching about her are becoming really nasty and gross.
Really nasty. And to watch the women protect her and tiptoe around to see Heather Gay. Now the clip is circulating again of her on Watch What Happens Live basically being like, what she did wasn't that bad. Like, we've all fucked up. I'm like, Heather, who the fuck are you? Like, what does Jen Shah have on Heather Gay that like makes Heather this blindly loyal? I just don't get it.
She's a Cancer, much like myself, and we do like love people very, very hard. But like as a Cancer, which I don't understand about my fellow Cancer, is that like you're incredibly empathetic and like you feel like when things are wrong, you like feel it in your belly. You're like, this isn't right. I don't want to be a part of it. Like, and I've never seen a famous Cancer act this way, which is so like ride or die for my girl, fuck the victims, LOL. That's very not Cancer energy. I don't appreciate that.
And you know who's a Cancer?
No.
Lisa Rinna, who is now no longer a part of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Is she really?
Yeah.
She's a Cancer?
Yeah.
Yikes. Maybe I'm the problem.
Hi, it's me.
Yeah, that's like
I'm the problem. It's me.
I don't like that group.
Yeah. I mean, hey, let's look who I got. I got Ramona Singer. I got Bethany Frankel. I got Brandy. I got Gretchen Rossi. I'm rocking with a motley crew.
I bet Florence Nightingale was a Cancer.
Who is that?
I don't know. She was like a famous nurse.
She was a pioneer in statistics.
I thought she started the Red Cross. Who started the Red Cross? Wait, no, that's
She is known to making hospitals a cleaner and safer place to be. But she is a Taurus.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Will's a Taurus. Shit, I really
or a Gemini. She's a Taurus or a Gemini. I don't really, no offense to the Gemini community, but I don't really.
Oh, okay. Margot Robbie's a Cancer. And Meryl Streep.
So many similarities.
Me and Meryl are basically the same. Apologize to the Florence Nightingale stands. I got my names mixed up.
Yeah, to the Nightingales.
Nightingales. My apologies to you. That was 100% my bad.
Now, the reason for the season, the reason why you're here, reason why I'm here, is Real Houses of Potomac.
So good. So good.
This cast.
Yeah.
Top tier. I don't want to see a fucking woman not get a champagne flute next year.
Well, I could do without Jacqueline.
Oh, I mean like the cat, like the main girl.
I'm just saying, we're just like talking about like anybody we could see go.
I want to pick your brain about what's going on. Well, because I got some thoughts.
Oh wait, I made a list of things I want to
start at the top.
I made a list.
Now make a drop
of things
with your wet ass pussy.
Oh, I hate when you say pussy for no reason.
I was singing a song.
Okay. I made a list of things I want to talk about as I was watching, which was today at 3 p.m. Sorry to the Giselle dropping a hysterectomy bomb.
Oh,
whoa, that's a big deal.
It was a really big deal, and she was so casual about it, discussing it in her Mini Cooper.
Yes,
on the phone with Robin, and then
it was a Range Rover.
It was.
Yeah, it's a Range Rover.
She likes Mini Coopers.
No, she was in a Range Rover.
She's upgraded.
Yeah, I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, nice car." I don't know why I knew.
Oh, okay. That really stuck in your mind. But Florence Nightingale not running the Red Cross really
sorry to her.
Came in and out.
So these are to my girlies with IUDs. And these are to those girlies.
I'm listening. I'm seated.
Oh my God. When I got my first IUD put in, because they do that clip thing that they're talking about where they like
pinching of your cervix. Yeah.
Oh my God. And so when she was describing it, Giselle shuddered when Robin said it. I shuddered as well. We were shudder sisters in that moment because it was
Shutter Island. It
was. But I feel hysterectomies are a huge deal. And
no, that's a really big deal. And the fact that she's been struggling with these large fibroids is really crazy because she's never talked about it.
Never.
She's never opened up about it. She's never talked about her pain. And I'm going to say something that's going to be unkind.
Oh, no.
I'm going to say it.
What?
Kidney stones are not that serious.
Okay. I hear you. Maybe.
The way Wendy is acting, it's like, baby girl, we got someone with massive fibroids and her uterus is about to be ripped out of her body. Can you shut the fuck up? Not to this extent. I'm sorry. I think she knew that she had to maybe dial it back because of the altercation that her and Mia got in on their trip. And maybe it was like, this is a good excuse. Now, if you have suffered kidney stones, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But from my understanding, it's a fairly like outpatient like procedure.
I had a gallstone stuck in my bile duct, and then I had to get my gallbladder removed in California.
That's not at all what
stones. Stones. I don't know. Maybe complications from kidney stones. I don't know. But it's neither here nor there. Fine to the kidney stones.
It just made me really sad for Giselle. I do have to say the scenes between Karen and Ray really get me good. Yeah. Him just peering out that window, like in his paisley top. I just never. He is the ghost of Christmas past. He just bumbles around that house like. He just floats. He floats. I love him. They're really funny.
The Charisse, Giselle, Karen throwback picture that literally made me go, oh! They were beat up. Like, they were busted.
Who, Karen?
No, it was Karen, Giselle, and Charisse in that picture that, like, we used to have fun together. And then it threw up that picture. And Karen's forehead starts at the back
It
of
was
her
season
head.
1 wig. It was bad.
Oh.
Have you heard what Charisse has said about Karen on Carlos King's podcast?
Absolutely not. Please tell me.
She went on Carlos King's podcast because you know that the Real Housewives of Potomac was originally centered around Charisse. Like she started this group.
Okay, so she was like
She was the Vicky Gumbelson. The Jill Zarin. Like, and I think she was really hurt that her champagne room didn't get her the champagne flute that she always had dreamed of.
Sure.
She kind of fell off.
Sure.
Now, I lost my train of thought.
I don't like Charisse.
Oh, Shasha is a mess. And we're going to get to the dinner. We're going to get there.
She just doesn't make me feel safe. Like, I feel like
there's that type of energy. She's got snake energy. And I do have to give a shout out to the producers for giving constant close-ups of alligators and sounds of rattlesnakes throughout the entire episode. They acted like we were going to the jungle. We were going to a 5-star resort in Punta Cana.
Oh my God.
I just want to throw that out there.
Oh my God, I watched White Lotus.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we should talk about that sometime. Okay. It was a really good show. I love resorts. Do you like resorts or do you like to be like with the locals?
It depends where I'm at, depends.
Not me. Never
you like to be in a resort as we did. Yeah.
God, I want to be in a resort. I want to be fenced off. I want the best of the best. Oh, I love resorts.
I was at a really beautiful resort over the weekend in Palm Beach, not West Palm, as Tinsley Mortimer likes the distinction.
Did you have it looked beautiful.
It was stunning. We were staying at the Breakers, and it was like top notch everywhere you went. There was multiple ballrooms. It was like, I'll get it. It's like, so the wedding was like so incredible. The girl had 3 gowns. Really, it was like, and you know what? The nicest people ever.
Oh, like, congratulations to them, Mazel
tov. So yeah. Also, we got to talk about the video that Charisse threw up there.
With the titties?
With the titties.
Oh,
everyone was gagged. Jacqueline referred to them as Barbie titties. And I have to say, what does that mean? Does that mean no nipples?
So I had a life-size Barbie as a child. Like they were 3 feet tall and there was no nipples, but they had little stars on the nipples. And then as you see in the text thread, Giselle,
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, not
Giselle. Candace? Robin?
No.
Ashley?
No. Karen. Oh my God, Karen.
Oh.
And then Karen says, my Janet Jackson moment. And if you remember from the Super Bowl, there was a star around Janet Jackson's nipple.
Oh, so maybe she had those pasties.
I think she had a little star situation going on. Wow. And I love that. I love
that too.
And we as a society don't discuss what the fuck was on Janet Jackson's nipple enough. What was that? Was that a clamp?
I think it was some sort of tassel.
Was it sexual or was it for utilitarian
purposes? Janet Jackson, of course it was sexual. She's a hot thing.
Why did she have that on under there? She was wearing like a corset top.
Well, that's the whole conspiracy. It's like, why would she be wearing that if she didn't know the nipple was going to come out?
Oh my God, are you victim shaming?
That's not my conspiracy. I want that known. It's not mine.
Not mine. Someone said it, not me.
Someone said it. But I have to laugh when Candace says, or not Candace, Karen says, they're not titties. Boob works great for me.
What the fuck is that?
And good night. She doesn't like calling Tiff and Fifi titties. She likes them as breasts or boobs.
Don't call my boobies breasts. Don't call my boobies breasts. And I guess it depends on context if you call them tits. Actually, no, I don't care. They're my titties. They're my yitties. They're my yams.
What would you want your boyfriend to call them?
In what context?
Like they're looking good.
Want a doctor coming in being like, okay, it's time to examine these tits. No.
I would call the police.
I would leave immediately.
No, but if Will was like saying that they look good in like a shirt, what would you want him to say?
Your tits look great.
Yeah, see?
That sounds
I agree.
That sounds great to me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, I thought my ear unpopped. Sorry, it didn't.
The magic of the titties.
Oh, but yeah, your tits look great. I love that. Your boobs look great. I feel like that's very like woman to woman. Like,
yeah, girls say boobs. If you're close friends, you say titties. You can be like, girl, your titties.
But I've also said to you, like, you have breasts because your boobs grew a lot. And so now I say
I grew a lot.
No, your boobies grew them up.
I grew a lot.
No.
That's okay. We won't get into that. I'll start crying. So anyway, moving along.
Right.
I gotta tell you, I have never seen a stiffer couch than Robin Dixon's.
Oh
It
my
looks
God.
like it's like a massive IKEA futon.
I
It's so hard. I hate
yeah,
Juan Dixon with
yeah,
everything inside me, and
yeah.
her boys are adorable. And they
Yes.
should be protected at all costs. When he says,
100%.
when they were getting fit, and he
Oh.
was like, what if I didn't know what Wakanda Forever meant? And the guy was like, I would take your black card. Like,
Oh, they're so cute and fun.
cute
I
fun.
love them.
Juan is a
not having
nasty man, as we know. His time is a coming.
I'm not having fun watching Robin. I find myself reaching for my phone when it's a Robin scene, and like
Mm.
that's like time for me to like check my text
Do
or
you
do
think it's
whatever.
more of a Robin and Juan thing? Like you're just not
No,
invested
I think
because you
it's
just
just
know it's never going to
Robin.
happen?
I think Robin just is fucking annoying, and like I
Oh,
don't hate her. I don't want to see her gone, and I think that's an important thing for me to say. I
okay.
do
That
not
is
want to see
important.
fire. I don't want Robin fired. She's not doing anything for me this season. I'm like sick of your stupid make believe wedding with like
That's it.
you're gonna have 4 people with at the Chesapeake Bay, like which is like 20 minutes away. You cannot have a small 4-person wedding in the town you live in.
Right. And also, it's like, does she want to get married?
No, her veil flew off
No.
on the patio. Like, no,
That was
God does.
you and I believe in that stuff.
Yeah.
And that was a bad sign. And
Oh
even
my God,
she said,
Karen said her ring was fake. Did you hear that?
I believe it.
You believe it? Yeah. Me too.
I don't think Juan has it like that anymore. Robin does.
With those fucking ugly caps. Oh my God. Those bedazzled caps. What is it called? Embellished.
Oh, I was like, caps.
No, her
I thought you were her hats.
Her hat. They're caps.
I was like, her caps. I was like, really running through my mind, like, what could she possibly be talking about? Her cap.
No, Robin does nothing for me. I don't buy this wedding bullshit. Her Juan is disgusting.
Well, as we know with the whole Coppin State University scandal that's going on right now, it's really not looking good.
Clicked into that. I'm just reading headlines at this point.
It's
bad.
Not good, Gracie. It's really bad.
Is Matt upset about it?
I think so.
That's usually how I gauge if something's like really off kilter. If Matt's like raved about it, then I'm like, okay, I gotta pay attention.
I feel like we've discussed it.
Okay, I'll check in with him and see how he feels.
touch down with Matt.
Also, side note, all the men listening, all 3 of you, custom suits are hot, and you should get one.
Absolutely. I don't want to see tux as akimbo.
No. And I read somewhere or heard somewhere, I don't know. It was like custom suits and tuxes are like lingerie for men.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
There's nothing hotter than like a good tailored suit.
I want to talk to you about a little person named Mia Thornton. What are your thoughts?
I like Mia.
Wow.
You like her.
I love her.
No.
I love this crazy bitch.
Well, let's make some distinctions. You love watching her, or are you team Mia?
No.
No.
When it comes to Jacqueline?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, let's break that down.
Yeah. First I want to say
we'll get
that I want to talk about this because I think this is really important.
Yeah.
Jacqueline and Mia are trauma bonded.
Oh,
they are trauma bonded and they're in this very unhealthy friendship dynamic. Been there. Totally. And they're just so used to being together and it being this up and down. And then now I think Mia's at a point in her life where it's like, this is actually really unhealthy. And not saying she doesn't do anything to like add to that dynamic, but I also think it's like this strange like push and pull with them, and they're just so trauma bonded and they know too much about each other.
Disagree.
Wow. What?
I think fundamentally I agree with you. Like with like, yeah, they're trauma bonded and like Mia's realizing that like maybe like they're too close. What I think is happening is that Mia has gotten her lick of the limelight, Twitter followers are blowing up, Instagram blowing up, and she's trying to like get lines and she's trying to get fights and she's trying to get quips. and she's using her relationship with Jacqueline to get that. Like, close your legs to married men.
Obviously that's Nene Leakes.
But like, yes. And it's, you don't, I think she crossed
Honestly, I appreciated that she was paying homage.
Sure. I think you can do that kind of stuff with like if Mia did that to Candy and if Mia did that to Karen, that's fine. That's funny. But she like brought her like childhood bestie on. I crossed that line.
I understand that. But I also think Jacqueline came on this show wanting a lick of that limelight too.
Oh, I'm sure.
And has done and said things about her friend who helps her a lot in this life.
What did Jacqueline say?
She's always talking shit about Mia. Are you serious?
How? Other than like what Mia's already said.
She's always like, oh, you know, Mia. I mean, I don't have the quotes off the top of my head, okay?
Oh, Mia.
Mia.
Well, Jesus.
No, I just get the feeling that like there's a lot of resentment there on both sides. And then when they start, I mean, God fucking bless those editors. When they did that whole like that scene of like their little floating heads on the plane and the playbacks of Giselle and Robin and Candace both being like, yeah, like something was going on. And they're like, all of a sudden Mia and Jacqueline are fighting about like who's mothering who, like
idiots
that don't talk about parenting, but also Mia or Jacqueline should have not said what she said about Mia and said like, you wouldn't know anything about having like a family unit.
She just said it takes a village.
Obviously, Mia doesn't have a village. She lived with Jacqueline's family. Her village was nowhere.
Well, you create a village. Your village doesn't have to be blood. I think, and this is my opinion.
Also, know where your kids are.
T.
Sorry. Taylor Armstrong did it with Kennedy. Beverly Hills.
For sure. I think we're missing pieces of this because like it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me.
There's a lot there.
It's like, that's like confusing. I just think at some point you need to have like utmost loyalty to people, no matter what, if they're right or wrong. They're like family. Like if it's like my sister, if me and my sister were on television, even if I'm right and she's wrong, there's things I don't talk about because we're on TV.
They're not sisters.
I mean, they grew up like sisters.
And I think Jacqueline fucked me as
I went on a show. If you and I went on a show and the other people were random, but like you and I have the relationship that we have now, and we got into it, I wouldn't get into it on camera with you because we have this.
I definitely wouldn't say hurtful things to you like that.
I just think it's like nasty, and it doesn't. It's not fun for me to watch. And
I was living for it.
Oh, see, that's like my gauge. It's like, is this fun or is this a little icky? But I will say, Candace was a queen during this whole thing. She was sweet, kind, loving, like we've said from the beginning.
She has a very kind heart, just a biting wit.
Oh, that tongue is sharp.
That tongue will cut you. Now, I will say, I did have to take a pause when Mia said what she said about Jack Attack. I'm going to call her that from now on, Jack Attack.
Okay, Jack Attack.
Jack Attack threw a brick at her head. Trying to kill her. That's tough. And Mia said it pretty casually. She was like, yeah, she tried to kill me. She threw a brick at my head. And everyone at the table was literally gooped and gagged. And they were just like, what?
You know what made me laugh really hard?
What? When they brought up the math test?
No, not that. But when Mia said, close your legs to married men, and then Jacqueline stands up, starts crying. She's like, I would never fuck your husband. And then I think it was Giselle or Karen was like, no. Charisse, well, she didn't say that.
She didn't say that she fucked your husband.
If I witnessed that in person, I would die. I would start laughing so hard.
Die. And that's what the women were doing. This is what I love about, for example, Mia, is this gives us such a little bit of a break between like the regular women and like we're getting something that we've never seen on this show. I am seeing two old friends talk in code to each other, constantly looking at each other, trying to gauge what the other one has said, but not trusting the other one completely because they know the other one has little snakes hiding in their closet. It's not snakes, skeletons.
To be in.
Oh, it's really bad. And the thing is Mia is so numb to this kind of outburst because I think of her childhood and her life that like she's perfectly calm. Jacqueline, Jack Attack is screaming, crying, losing her shit. And Mia's like, why What are you doing?
It was almost a little psychotic to witness. I've like, as somebody who is deeply affected by emotions and like very sensitive, I cannot imagine seeing somebody cry like that because of what I'm saying and then just being like,
Yeah, but you also shut down a little bit when people get really upset because you get too invested.
yeah,
And then
but
that's when you got to shut it down.
I wouldn't laugh. I wouldn't smile. I do shut down.
Oh yeah,
I
she was a Cheshire cat. She was
yeah, she
grinning
was
from ear to ear.
enjoying it, and that's what made me a little sick.
She was like, "Go bitch." Now people online are saying that this is fake.
I
feel it feels very real.
I don't think Jack Attack's that talented enough.
No, I don't think Mia is. Mia can barely run.
You know what?
I do want to talk about Mia's office.
We're going to, but I bet it started fake and then turned real.
Oh, that's a good theory.
Yeah, because Jack Attack cannot act like that, and her friend should be ashamed that her fake boobie was hanging out of her shirt for 20 minutes. Her little sticky boob.
Her Barbie titty.
Her sticky boob was hanging out, and I'm like, someone just
those chicken cutlets.
Oh, I hate those things.
I hate those too, because also when you're sweating, they just slip right off you.
I just put big ass band-aids.
Oh, I've done that. I've done like the X marks with my band-aids. But then my nipples aren't really covered.
What's the point then?
Yeah,
I would do like, remember when the Kim Kardashian boob tape, like that whole thing came out? We were all like taping our tits up behind our back.
That was such a sick era. I'm so glad we're done with that.
I hate misogyny.
Now I'm looking at my notes right now.
Uh-huh.
And I have something very. Oh, well, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But I do just have this note.
Yeah.
Jack Attack asked for smoke, and that's what she got.
Oh. Wow. Yikes. What a note. You wrote that?
I wrote with an exclamation point.
I love your brain. I love how your mind works. I love that you wrote that down.
But that's, I mean, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is Mia's pretend office. It simply looks like, you know, like when you were a kid and you would get that play set?
Yeah.
Like you would play cashier or you would play like cook or something. That's what this was.
It was the Post-its, and like there was no like pen cup. There was no like notebook lying around. Like I'm in my office right now.
I'm in an Amazon box that morning.
I have a cup of pens. I've got an iPad, a washcloth, a fidget spinner. Like this is an office that is used.
Don't fidget spinner makes a
leave my fidget spinner alone.
Remember when you were doing it on this podcast right in the mic?
Oh no, I was on the table. You're so mean to me. What?
No, but I have a confession.
What?
I get the attraction to G sometimes.
Sam, you have to stop saying this shit. Like you're lying, you're manic, you're weird. You are probably have jet lag from Florida.
I know. I haven't taken my soul off today, so maybe I'm a little off.
Be fucking for real. This man.
You're right. Okay, you're right. I'm backtracking.
Okay. Please apologize to me and everyone listening to this for even saying that.
I just want to say I'm so sorry to the listeners for talking out of my ass and being dishonest.
Yeah. You know what it's giving? It's giving back in your mental health crisis when you were dating like all like the weird stuff and you text guys like, I don't even think you like me. That's what that statement just gave. You just wanted a little bit of a reaction, mama. You wanted the smoke, you got it. Exclamation point.
I really did.
No, G is gross. He wasn't as gross this episode because he simply wasn't in it. So maybe
that's true.
He's a foul man.
I have to say something too that, and this might be a shock to people. I think Candace has to stop talking about Ashley's forehead. It's tired at this point, and the comment this week just kind of came out of nowhere. Like it just didn't seem like necessary. I'm like, what? She's like, Ashley brought her big ass forehead, and Mia brought blah blah blah. I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, and I'm not even saying it in like I'm sick of body shaming. I'm just saying it in the sense of like we've heard this 1,000 times.
His forehead, like his forehead.
I don't fucking no, bitch.
Well, let's be real.
But I was just like, it's like just tired. I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
And also, I screamed when Giselle says, this is typical Ashley. Woo woo and wearing Birkenstocks.
I loved when Giselle was like, clean me.
When Giselle? Bryant said that she wants a big dick.
Oh, slay.
I was yelping. I was like, this
Slay.
is why I love Giselle and I'll never quit her. And I don't care what anyone fucking says. She's essential to this
Yes.
fucking show.
People, if you want Giselle off the show, I don't think you deserve to watch the show.
No,
I think
she is the show.
she is the show. She
Her
is the
and
moment.
Karen are the show.
Yes, she is the moment. She's queen. We love.
Absolutely.
Okay, wait. I had another thing. Right.
I already know what you're going to get at. I already know what you're going to say.
What is it?
You're going to bring up Karen talking about the has-been leprechaun.
This woman is so fucking funny and it is so effortless. It is not like
this is not a rehearsed read to me.
It's just boom, boom, boom. It's like very much like Phaedra, but like a little lighter. Like it's like
yes,
Phaedra, but a little more enjoyable because it's not as heavy. Like Phaedra was shaming like sperm donors, but
that is not. Also, that read is very rehearsed, and people need to come to terms with that.
Okay, well, that was an amazing read, and you know it.
It really was, but
like that
she looked like Cinderella.
She did. She was giving Brandy Cinderella, which in my opinion is
the best Cinderella. You and I talk about Brandy Cinderella a lot. It was really formative for us as children.
I think if you watched Brandy Cinderella
in the room, in the little chair,
you're a Democrat.
Yes. I don't think your mom or dad put Brandy Cinderella on, they're voting blue.
Exactly. And I think if you don't know what we're talking about, then you're probably a Republican.
The red wave, baby.
Oh, by the way, before we hang up, I know. I just want this like on record.
Oh, on record.
Trip season 4 cast is confirmed and out.
Let me guess. It's the people I knew it was going to be the whole time.
Yes.
Okay. It's Caroline Manzo.
Yes.
Okay, so it's Brandy Glanville, Phaedra Parks, Eva.
Yes.
Vicky.
Yes.
Caroline Manzo.
Yes.
Alex McCord.
Yes.
Gretchen Rossi.
2 more, but yes, 1 more.
And there's 1 more after that? Mm-hmm. What city is she from?
Beverly Hills.
Who?
So 2 from Beverly Hills. You name Brandy and...
Do
you want me to say it?
Taylor Armstrong?
No.
Who?
Camille.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Vicky, Gretchen, Brandy, Camille, Phaedra, Eva, Alex, and Caroline. But we still haven't done season 3, have we?
No, it's been filmed. It's going to come out like in the next like month or 2.
Wow.
What a cast.
You know what?
That is how you do a cast. Peacock knows what the fuck is up.
See, I'm not like Camille. What
are you?
I guess with like the shade she throws
Caroline.
Bitch, don't get me started on Caroline Manzo. Don't
Caroline picturing Alex McCord having a conversation with Gretchen Rossi.
Yeah.
Put me in a grave, because you know they're all going to talk about the old seasons. That's just like the creme de la creme. Oh my god, amazing. Okay, wow.
Yeah, sorry to sidetrack. Anyways, back to Potomac. We'll finish. We'll do whatever we need to do.
Back to the cherry blossoms.
Karen saying that Shasha is a leprechaun looking for friendship is one of the funniest things I've heard.
And gotta find her pot of gold.
She got to find her pot of gold. I agree. I think I'm exhausted of Shasha. I'm sad like her, Real Housewives career didn't work the way she wanted to or thought it would. But
I have something to say about that.
At some point, just go away. Like, it's embarrassing. You're trying too hard. I'm sure a producer is stringing her along. I doubt she's like, just, I'm sure they're like, oh, come do this and we'll get you this.
Here's the thing. She is still friends with these women, except for Karen. I will say that. And number 2, I have to tell you, there is so much reading between the lines with this whole conversation between Karen and Charisse. Bless you.
Sorry, it's a cough.
Oh. Karen is not upset that Charisse went to her mother's funeral to be her friend again. She's saying, you went to my mother's funeral to try to get back on the show.
And I agree. I
agree too. I 100% agree. For Charisse to say, like, this happened to me, and you didn't check in on me. You accused Karen of cheating on her husband with blue
Yes.
eyes.
Yes.
So she really doesn't fuck with you anymore. And then Giselle made the comment like, oh, you're mad that Charisse like knows your boyfriends or something like that.
If
So it's giving, but to see Karen this activated, I've never seen her this mad, ever, ever.
Some life advice from old Gracie girl to all of the listeners in like regards to how Charisse saying like you didn't show up for me the same way I showed up for you. Just like in life, you don't owe people anything. Like you don't owe people just because like they did something for you does not mean you have to do the exact same for them. If you are hurt by someone or if you're just simply uncomfortable giving them what they gave you, then you don't need to give it. And I've been in situations where like that, where it's like, oh, this person did this for me, so I need to do this for them. And it's like, no, the fuck I don't. And Karen felt as though Shasha, the support she gave her when her parents passed was had a motive. It was motivated. And so when Charisse's parents passed, Karen was like, I'm going to send you a text. I'll send you my best. But that is where like my boundary is with you.
That doesn't mean we're opening up the gates of friendship again.
Exactly. And it's a little sick and twisted for Charisse to weaponize such a tragic moment in both of their lives. To like,
yeah. And also Karen lost both of her parents in the span of like 6 months.
That was
like,
really hard.
That was really, really sad.
Back to that reunion. I don't like that reunion.
It's so dark when Tiff and Fifi were sitting high and mighty.
It was just sad.
It really was.
And like Karen doesn't deserve any sadness in her life.
No, our queen. I never told you what Shasha said about Karen on the Carlos King podcast. I brought it up, but I didn't tell you. I did forget. I'm so sorry. And I've said it on this podcast before, so clearly you don't listen anymore, but just fine.
I do listen, Sam. I don't drive anymore. I listen when
That's true. That's true. I'll forgive you.
I go back and I listen.
So she said on Carlos King's podcast that in Potomac, before the Real Housewives started filming, Karen was known as the old black lady who fell off her chairs.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean fell off her chairs?
Like being drunk at the bar, falling off her chairs.
Oh, fun.
Because there always is this undertone with the women that Karen does have a little bit of a drinking situation. Why is she
an old black lady? Why can't it be like an old lady?
I don't know. That's what Shasha said.
I know. I'm not like, it's just, I think like an odd thing for Shasha to add in, but continue.
Yeah, but that's all she said.
Oh, okay. Sure. Like Karen, I mean, we've talked about this before. It's Karen season 1 is like a weird thing. Like she's like a weird enigma that like, she's like trying to be she's the grand dame, obviously, but she's like very like into etiquette.
She's not
social graces.
She's very closed off.
It was weird. I didn't like her at first. I was like, this is gonna be boring to watch. But like she's blossomed into Barbie titties or Barbie breasts. I'm sorry,
Barbie boobs.
Barbie boobs, and we love. I just wish Charisse peace and joy, but I don't want her on my TV anymore.
Exactly. But I love watching these women react to Karen getting so mad. Like Ashley and Wendy were shook to their cores.
Yeah,
couldn't believe their eyes. And, you know, Candace is like shaking. She's like, what's going on? These women are, I mean, Karen is normally like, yes, she can get like a little heated, but I'm trying to remember a time where like she's standing up and like watching these women like ready to fucking like they're pounding their chests. They're ready to go.
And I guess like they popped off because
I mean, they're talking about each other's mothers.
Yeah, Karen feels as though Charisse is like weaponizing her mother's death like against her, which is fighting fucking words.
Fighting. But, you know, we were left on a to be continued, and I'm okay with that because I felt like the episode gave what it needed to give, and I'm ready to jump in next week.
I think there's parts of Potomac, and there's been episodes, I mean, there's episodes of every Real Housewives where I find myself moving the mouse, seeing how long we got, because I feel like we're dragging on, and that's how I feel every episode of Salt Lake City, which is why I like don't really click in live anymore, because I fast forward. But this one, I only did it once, and it was like 3 minutes out.
Oh.
It's a good episode.
That's a good sign, because we just got right into it, you know?
We did.
Wow, this was fun. Do you have any final thoughts? What are your thoughts on Rinna being gone from Beverly Hills?
I stopped watching Beverly Hills 100 years ago. I think it's for the best. I think she got a little too involved with like, it's what I predicted from the beginning of time. Social media ruins these shows. And
okay, that's great.
the
That's
more
literally my
removed.
job, but I love
Well,
that.
you know what I'm saying? When a housewife is on social media and a
Mm.
housewife is bringing drama from social media onto the show,
Mm-hmm.
that is too much. And like, you don't want to be on the show. You don't want to be referenced.
Right.
To my sister wives girls out there, the final part of the one-on-one aired last night. I'm watching tonight with some wings. I'm excited.
Ooh.
No, I'm really jazzed. It's gonna be a really good night. I'm trying to think if any like sister wives bombs have dropped. Gwendolyn has her own YouTube channel that she is reacting to the show's episodes, and she's dropped some tea on there. So, as always, come chat with me about it. We're efficient this episode. Sometimes
We
we
really
go.
were.
Was it bad? Do you think people will have fun with us?
Yeah, they always have fun with us.
Do you miss me?
Of course. I tried FaceTiming you a bunch, but
I
you were
know.
dying. So
Damn,
you were hard to reach. You were hard to get at.
there was nothing I wanted more than to talk and laugh with you, but
I
I was
wanted
just.
to show you my vacay, King
Did you have so
Daniel
much
wanted.
fun? I know we like kind of talked about it, but like you don't really go on vacays.
I really don't. I know, despite what people who listen to this podcast think, I really
Really?
never go anywhere.
I think breaks are fine. And if
I had the
wait,
best time.
I
What?
just have to say really quick.
Yeah.
If you are one of these people that is harassing Sam in her reviews or in her DMs about taking fucking breaks, I'm just gonna let you know this woman works all day, every day. Like Bravo historian is a job and she posts all day, every day. She also works a full-time job. She also does 3-4 podcasts. And so if she wants to skip a fucking week, you come talk to me about it and we'll have a conversation because it's not.
I want to make this clear. I did not put her up to this.
No,
I just want to make that clear.
It's pissing me off.
I also think people have this like wild misconception of my job.
Yes, I do too.
Which is always funny. So I obviously work almost like for myself. I obviously have a producer, and my podcast is through Hurrdat, which is like been amazing.
You manage your time.
I try my best. I also diagnosed myself with adult ADHD, so that's been a real treat.
It would be
I'm
like
bad at managing my time.
My corporate girlies, it would be the equivalent of.
But I'm also a corporate girly.
Yes, getting onto one of your corporate coworkers about not logging into Slack on a Sunday. Like, fuck you. You're such a loser. And if you are angry about it, you can come talk to me and we'll have a really good conversation about how you need to respect people's limits and boundaries in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot. It's been a big transition for me working for Betches. I do the Betches Brides vertical, which includes the Instagram, the podcast, which I will be transitioning out of, which is we're getting a great girl woman to come on. I do the newsletter, and now I also run the Bachelor account, which is like also the Instagram, the newsletter.
I just watch all these shows, you guys.
Yeah, right. And then I also have Crown Jewels. Like it is a lot, and I'm not saying this in a way to complain because I'm so fucking blessed and so lucky, and I love doing what I do, but I do think that there sometimes is like this little misconception that I just like don't do anything. And it's like, no, I am super, super lucky though. I do want to make that point so clear. And I'm so happy because I was in the trenches working in the dental office for 5 years. Thank you. Good night.
I think people need to be nicer and a little kinder.
Yeah, everyone needs to be a little kinder.
In 2023, maybe we stop leaving weird reviews and weird DMs. Maybe like we just all pack it up and keep it moving. I'm so nice to everybody. And so maybe everyone should just make a resolution, be more like Gracie girl, join Gracie Nation. We are only kind to each other.
Yeah.
True story, I posted about my fucking ear and I was like, can somebody please help me with this? I had like 4 ENTs in my DMs telling me what to do. Did any of it work?
They're ready to help.
None of it worked. None of it.
Oh, I want to give a shout out.
Yeah.
To your sister.
Oh, fuck. Ranting about like respect Sam's boundaries. Meanwhile, my sister's a national hero.
Okay. I want to give a special shout out. I don't know if she listens, but it doesn't matter. I just want everyone to pay their respects to Miss Caroline Edwards, one of the police officers who was there on January 6th. She was the one I think the first or second person to testify on the January 6th committee about her experience. And she was just awarded the Presidential Medal of Honor.
No, Presidential Citizens Medal.
Oh, so sorry.
I know. I said the same thing, and somebody was like, "No," and I was like,
Well,
"Okay."
it's
But
still it's still
like a
amazing
huge
major
tall
thing, and
honor.
you and I are over here bumbling away,
It's a
talking
huge
about
honor.
respecting our jobs.
Caroline is my older sister. I love her more than anything on this planet, other than Baloo, but she'll understand that, so that's fine. Yeah, she's incredible. She testified to the House committee for the January 6th. She's written a bunch of pieces in or not a bunch, I think two. And the New York Times are really eloquent, and they're all about dealing with trauma and what that day was like for her. And couldn't be more proud. I mean, she literally got an award handed
From
to
the
her by the
president.
president of the United States. And I'm over here on Instagram being like, day 11 of the flu.
Yeah, you were Elvis on my birthday.
No, she invited me to go, and I couldn't because I had the fucking flu. I could have been there. But yeah,
Wow,
we're
that's
really proud of
actually
her.
really shitty.
Proud of all of anybody involved in the Capitol Police. They're a great bunch of people. January 6th sucked ass. And I'm glad arrests and charges and all that continue being made. And I love everybody.
Yeah,
But
shout out to Caroline.
Shout out
Our
to Caroline,
girl.
friend of the pod, friend of Bravo historian. Caroline watched Potomac before I did and kept telling me.
Caroline knew what was up. All right, Gracie, where can everyone find you, follow you?
It's my favorite part. Come over to Gracie Bullet on Instagram, GracieBulleit. Join Gracie Nation. We're a growing community. We've hit 1,500.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it was 1,200 when I started talking about it on here. But yeah, it's just a fun community where we talk about sister wives. We talk about
lots of giggles and
so many giggles.
Gags.
My Amazon storefront, I can't keep up with it. That was way too much work.
Yeah, it's a lot. I know.
It's hard to do, but I have one if you want to click into it. But love you, Sam.
Love you. Thank you so much for coming on, and everyone, thank you guys so much for listening. I will see you guys on Friday to recap Salt Lake City, if there's any other Bravo news, and obviously Miami, my golden child. Yeah, so follow me if you don't already at Bravo Historian, and follow me at Take Yours All Left on Twitter. Also, you can follow me at The Bachelor, and you can follow me at Betches Brides, and you can blah 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 blah.
It's all jobs she does.
It's all the things that I do. So thank you guys so much. Love you all. Thank you for your support as always, and see you guys later this week. Bye.
Bye.